Hello everyone and welcome once again to the Blender Robot Manufactory. Today on the show, I'm going to be working more on, well, not more on it. I just put in the checkpoint system. So let me show you what I've got so far. Let's go ahead and make sure this is actually in screen. So I made the model for the checkpoint, I don't know, a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago on stream. And I just put it in with all of the lighting effects and everything. So I'm pretty excited about all of that. Um, and I've also got it set up so when you walk past it, you get the big checkpoint fanfare stuff. Let's just go over there. So here's one already activated. And I don't know how many of you remember, I was also talking about like a trash dump system. How this works is I have a pool of objects that the player has collected so far. And when it spawns this, it mixes those in with a bunch of furniture and random stuff. So the player has to dig through all of this in order to get to the item that they want. So all of that's in, and the player can also choose to teleport back here at almost any point in the game. So it kind of ensures that the player always has access to items if they get destroyed or something. So then let's just go back into the same save file. And now it's generating from the same seed, so the level will be the same. And I start in the trash dump. There's that fun checkpoint effect. Yeah, I really like how all the lighting works. I still do need some sound effects for that. But give me just a moment. Okay, yeah, so let me just think about what I want to accomplish today. So here's the room map for the starting room. So you can see these are all spawn points for these checkpoint items. And it makes sure that it includes every tool that you've collected so far in this. Here's the checkpoint itself. So, I like to do less technical things on stream than off stream because it's kind of attention consuming. So, hey Drew, how's it going? So I think maybe what I'll start doing is just adding these checkpoint objects to all of the room maps where a checkpoint is required. That's something that I'd have to do off stream anyway, and it's not very coding intensive. And I've also got a bit of a system set up so that when a checkpoint's triggered, it can do a number of arbitrary things. So like right now, I just have it displaying a message when this one is triggered. Yeah, so this is, that's exactly right, Drew. So basically how this works is I have a folder for each different area of room maps. Oh, not at all, Drew. I love talking about it. So this is the big set piece room that the player starts in. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. But let me just go ahead and Let's go to something simple. Basic gravity maps. Yeah, so here's what this looks like in the more basic form. Just a little 16 by 16 room. So, and this whole game's procedurally generated, right? So, some of these values aren't things that will definitely be in the room, but something that can potentially be there. So this is a room that's capable of having any connection type. So it can go up, it can go right, it can go down or left. And these slightly darker green areas, those are destructible blocks that are always going to be in the room. Whereas these less saturated ones are blocks that will only go there if there isn't a connection in that direction. And same deal with the ladder values. So this ladder will always be here, but this one only appears if the room has an up connection. And all rooms don't need to be able to connect in any direction. So I've also got things like this where it can connect right or down here, and over here it can only connect up. So the level generator first decides on what connections each room is going to have. And then after it does all that, it assigns maps that will go well with each connection. So let's go ahead and generate a full level. And I've also been doing a lot of work with the user interface. So now I'm able to put 3 different users in the game. And these are like different players, basically. They all have different unlockables associated with them. And then each player is also able to save their individual game. Yeah, I am not making it an MMORPG. So yeah, here's what it looks like in game. And oh yeah, and everyone, you should absolutely check out True Fan Camp's stream. He is making a space shooter in Unity. It's a really good looking game. Just loads of style in it. And also he composes all of his own music. Pew, pew. Yeah, so, whoops. So this is the trash dump. Yeah, I could use more neon and particles myself. Like I was just showing someone the website for this game, and I don't know, a lot of different people have been telling me that the thing they really notice is it needs more juice, and they're absolutely right. But I've been working a lot on the player animations lately. We've got the run effect. And I think pretty soon I'd like to start tackling things like screen shake too. Oh yeah, so this thing is this is a checkpoint. Let me show you what it looks like when I come back in. So I'm going to say continue the game. And when you activate this thing, it does that. And hey, man, how's it going? So after you activate this thing, it saves your progress, and you know, depending on what difficulty you're on, you can either just continue at that checkpoint after you die, or you're only able to save and load there, but the save game's deleted if you die. How's it going, Mom? So, yeah, I was going to go into the game a bit to show you more about these room maps. Oh, now that's interesting. Do you mean like filters that go over the whole camera? Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that much in the way of post-processing effects. This is mostly just like lighting, textures, particle effects, and shaders at this point. And I've got this ASCII shader that I'd like to come on when you take damage or at points like that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a great idea, adding some of that. It would probably be a big improvement for pretty low effort. Oh, I'm doing really well, Who Man. Who Man's another streamer that you should check out. I've been watching him participate in Sculpt January, and I'm just really impressed by his sculpting abilities. Like, I'm a Blender user too, but my process is totally different. It's all about modeling for me, and I've never done much in the way of sculpting. Yeah, so, oh, right, so let me show you this. So here's what one room looks like in the game. And the game thinks about these in terms of 16 block by 16 block rooms, even when I give it a bigger area to generate. And I also have it generating these nice big blank spaces, which really help with breaking it up a bit. Yeah, so is that like stuff that you get on the asset store, Drew, or I don't know, is a lot of those post-processing effects built into Unity? Yeah, did you make any progress with getting the mic working, Who Man? Oh, I see. But it's like one of the free things they include with that. I mean, it's one of the free assets. And I also define walls in the generator. So, like this and this are two different areas. And I've set it up to block these off all the way through, so that you need to get all the way to the end of this area before you're able to go up to this area. Yeah, that is a great idea. So speaking of the ASCII shader, let me go ahead and show this to you. So we finally set it up so that we're doing ASCII shading with the font, or with the character set that we made for the cultures in the game. They've got their own writing system. So let's go ahead and turn that filter on. And the player won't be, oh, where even is the UI camera? The player won't have to like navigate around much with this on, but it's a really cool effect when the game is glitching out or you take damage or something. So, yeah, the surprising thing with this is how much I'm still able to tell what's going on in the game with this on. I mean, it is pretty disorienting, but it's weird how you still get a pretty good impression of where everything is. Like, it still almost feels playable in this state. And let's go ahead and of course, I'm also going to want, like, when you take damage and it glitches, there's going to be some, like, phasing and stuff or something before it settles on showing the ASCII. Yeah, I think one of the biggest steps to making it read well was at one point they just had to really darken the background so the game would contrast better. So, right, adding checkpoints. Yeah, like, just now that you mention the post-processing effect stuff, I wonder what kinds of things would look good with the game. Like, I don't like a whole lot of pluming games, but maybe a little would help. Oh, cool. Yeah, that is a great point. And I guess I'd make an option so people could turn it off if they wanted to, or if they were using a low-end computer. Yeah, let's have a look at what a Skyrim's screenshot looks like. Yeah, like, the amount that No Man's Sky puts in is a little heavy for me. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Versus Oblivion screenshot. Oh, yeah, totally. Oh, third image with, right. And I'm guessing that they probably tweak the bloom at different points in the day. So, probably more during sunset and stuff like that. Yeah, so probably won't mess with this now since it's going to be a big download if I do it. And, it might interrupt the stream. But I'm making a note, get Unity post-processing effects package mess with bloom, and other effects. Yeah, that's a great idea. I've been thinking a lot about giving it juice in terms of post-processing stack. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about juicing it up in terms of more particle effects, more expressive animations, screen shakes, stuff like that. But I hadn't really been considering the camera effects. Let me think. So let's go to the room maps. And I think it's going to be really useful to me if I just have the whole generated level up while I'm adding these checkpoints. Now that's a really good point too, Drew. Well, Drew was telling me about the Unity post-processing stack, which I don't know. It's something I want to mess with. I guess it's a bunch of camera filters and City, if I give you mod, are you just going to throw it away again? What even is fly? Did you just add that this morning, City? Okay, you can have fly, whatever it is. Oh, what? Really, City? Uh, oh, yeah, I get it. Thank you for telling me. You've all got music now? Yeah, we're...
Strange women! Distributed swords is no basis for a system of government.
I don't think we're able to do our taxes yet, but we're going to soon. Also, how are you doing, Legmog? How are your projects going?
Just thinking of the distances we travel, and yet how far we've still to sail as men.
Man, I hope the IRS doesn't destroy Legmog. Oh, you're still not hearing music? How about now? Any music? Syncing your real-life face to a gorilla's face. Well, that sounds kind of painful. Okay, have a good day, Drew. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thanks for the advice. Alright, so I need to figure out what this map is. And, right, I think I'm going to redesign this too. So then, special room maps. What even is this? Did I name it the Bunsen burner map? Nuclear, outer space. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Have a great day. Have a great day, Drew. Thank you so much for the cheer, Drew. Oh, that sinking your face to a gorilla is exactly what it sounds like.
G.
That is so cool. Is that a render of your face? How does that even work? You know, I think that's a solid plan, Drew. So, are you going to build an animatronic face, or are you thinking more like live among the digital gorillas?
Hey, tutorial heads. Thanks for my tutorial page.
Looks like you're off to a great start, like
Tutorial.
Alright, so I'm going to redo how I do this. So you need to activate the fire alarm to get in here. And then, I don't know, we'll need to set in code that this thing's always active after you get the checkpoint. I think right now the goal is just setting up where these checkpoints are, and then we'll worry about the coding later. So this is 6 tall, 5 wide. Put it right here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I need to bring down the ceiling over this thing to make sure the player goes into it. There we go. Move this out more. So that should be good for this room. You can see the taxman approaching. Oh, let me give you music again. I can see the taxman approaching my house. How complicated are your taxes, Legmog? I guess you're over in the UK, so that process probably looks a little different for you than it does for me. So I'm just going to move through these one by one and then I'll go through the game and really figure these out. So then we've got the entrance to the boss fight. Man, I'm wondering if I need one more room for the pre-boss checkpoint. Really, this room right here would be all right for a checkpoint. I just need to make a special airlock map with the checkpoints in it. Oh, sorry to hear you didn't sleep, Mom. I don't know, I haven't been feeling great today. I've just got a horrible headache. So then there's an issue here too, which is that I'm not quite sure where a checkpoint fits into this room. I think I just need to make the player go through here and then get the acid, maybe. Let's figure that out.
They knew him by his twisted spine. Under all that dirt and tar.
But, you know, first, just to get an idea of what this looks like, let's go to that room I altered. I don't know why I've got a slash after my name. Did I just type it that way? Yeah. So, let's go ahead, go over here. And this room should be like right down here. Go ahead and make this larger. So what I'm going to need to do in code is like, whoops. So what I'm going to need to do is you activate this. The smoke opens this door. And then once this goes off, I'm thinking that it's just going to keep these doors open. But yeah, that works fine for now. And what is the null reference exception?
And on sleepless nights reminds me of the dreams I left behind. Yeah, it's been a long time, baby, since I had
Okay, we'll see if it comes up again. Yeah, actor scripts, actor 2215.
since I had a life to choose. Been a year or two or Sundays since you made me sing the
So let's
blues.
see if I can figure out what's going on with this. Weird, did I not update to the latest collab? I thought I changed this.
I wish Mr.
And
Biggs would come remix a song.
just missed this point. Okay, we'll see if that fixes the issue. Yeah, so I was having an interesting conversation with, I was hanging out in another game developer's stream, and yeah, we were just talking a lot about promotion stuff and you know, just how to get
Strange
people
women.
more.
Distributed thought is no basis for a system of government.
Carry this down a bit. How to get more people interested in the game before you know, starting something like Kickstarter or early access. And definitely do want to get more into that stuff. So I probably will be starting a Facebook up at some point. Even though I don't actually like Facebook. Oh, is Zach Ox. And I was talking with Almighty Game Dev, who I've watched with City at home, but I just followed him on my account today. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I definitely should get more into making more social media accounts and all that stuff. Yeah, he does City. But I guess the big question is, how do you get people to the accounts after you make them? You know, I do talk about the game on, I do some promotion on Discords and things like that. But it's hard to even know how to really interact with Facebook. Yeah, maybe not Human. I guess what I'm thinking, just like the more social media accounts, the better, right? Yeah, we absolutely should, City. You know, I just set up an account. Hey, that works. Didn't know if it would. I just set up a Mastodon account like on Tuesday, but I haven't set up the profile or posted anything yet. Oh, right, but I'm just going to keep putting in checkpoints, right? So we're going to room maps, special maps. Where are you, boss fight? Oh no, that is a great idea, making our own Reddit. So let's just put these values over here for now. And this is really all the room the player has, so we've got like, what is going on here? It's 5 wide, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. should make sure that the player runs into this coming out of here. And then how should I set up some kind of shelf? Yeah, so what do you mean by like synergy between social media? I personally really like Discord because it's just like our own little forum. I think I should start doing more in the way of dev diaries and, you know, just posting about what I'm doing with the game. So the issue here is I don't really have a lot of space here. Hey Video Key, how's it going? Yeah, I'm sure the Mastodon community would be very receptive. Okay, so this might not be the best way to practice using acid for the first time. Oh, I know. I can still force the player to come through here even if that isn't on the ground. So that should be enough room. So then how do ladders even work? I think it's 1 on the left, 2 on the right. Then I should probably have some kind of light up here too. Yeah, so just like, I can't do as much of that on Twitter because of the character limit, but just having some kind of cross-posted dev diary thing might be a good way to build up some interest. Just like a regular article, because I can just sit there and rattle off things like stuff I'm thinking about the game forever. And let's put 1 light like maybe right here. Yeah, I think Mastodon's a great idea. And doing more stuff on the Twitter would also be good. I mean, even if I can't like post a full-scale few paragraphs about what I'm doing each week on Twitter, I could always post a link to that article on Twitter, and I don't know, I think it would... Oh, okay, and this is an issue. You see the checkpoints clipping into here. But yeah, I think it would be nice to just set up some kind of regular social media posts. Oh, yeah, yeah. So we actually do have one of those set up. A few things. So we've got creatorcrate.net. And I need to update this for some more recent visuals. We've been putting a lot of work into the look of the game lately. And this is where I have set up like what the roadmap, whoops, the roadmap going forward for the game. And there might be some spoilers in there, so be warned. So let's try this again. Yeah, doing a bit more with the website would be good too. And I would like to have some kind of game trailer video thing, but I probably want to focus on adding a lot of juice to the game before I take footage for that. Yeah, now that's a good idea, City. All right, and I don't even need this wall here. Right, right. So, I mean, I could have like the Facebook, the Reddit maybe, and like a page on the Discord all set up so that when I make one of these blog posts, it goes to all of those. And I guess on Twitter, I just post a link to that since I don't want to flood people's feeds. Yeah, why is that, City? Because they prosecute you later if you don't deliver on them. Yeah, that's a great point. And I think talking about what I'm working on at this very moment is probably a good idea, though. So that light needs to be lower. You can't get out of here. Let me give you a bigger view of this. All right, you can't get out of here without activating this checkpoint. That's good. And it's a little precarious grabbing these. Let me see what I can do about that. I wonder if this would work. Usually I don't put things this close to the ladder. Having read a ton of postmortems, yeah, now that's a good point. So, like, talk about stumbling blocks that I've overcome. And right now, these checkpoints don't really do a lot, but I figure it's its own task just getting all these positioned right. So you come through here. Bam, checkpoint. What? What? This is so dangerous. I figure you go through the checkpoint before you start trying to burst through this. So you can reload here if you need to. Yeah, that would be a fun discussion, talking about the different stages that the games come through to get to this point. I'm really happy with how the light flashing stuff works. So moving on, what checkpoints do I need now? I gotta look at this in game. Yeah, I could definitely use some more depth in these rooms. And I do have a system where I can just draw recessed areas and they work pretty well. Maybe I should just start doing that when I make new areas. Oh, right. So I could use a checkpoint when you get to the knife area. You'll notice it takes a lot longer to show everything when I click show all rooms now. That's a delay that used to be on the level generator. But now that it's using a chunk pool for loading the levels, I only get that delay if I want to see everything at once. Which is pretty awesome. Okay, so we're going to need like a checkpoint here. I think this would be a nice spot for it. Yeah, so in the case of the checkpoint, it's a mask that lets you see into the wall. I'm also able to just define an area where the game just generates the mesh of the back wall so it goes farther in. Oh, right. I guess I do have a little work before I can start drawing recessed areas and rooms. Because things like this light on the wall right now want to go to the maximum depth. Whereas they should be sampling the area around them to determine how deep they go. Okay, so thinking you get a checkpoint here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm always trying to set this up so that the player must go through the checkpoint. And this checkpoint produces light, so I don't need this extra light. That should be good. And then... oh, let me think what else. Like, after you get through this area, there's probably a chase scene after you turn off the... Oh, it's funny you mentioned that city. So, I just opened up GIMP without thinking about it. I think the thing is that GIMP exports all right if I'm editing an existing file, but if I make a brand new one, it's wrong, which probably means there's some way to get around that bug. Right. So the way that I make the level circular is that each one of these blocks, it looks rectangular, right? But the base...
Mathematical!
Yeah, I did it with math. So the base of the block is actually wider than the top of the block. And same thing with the room. So if you look at this background, the base of the room is wider than the top of the room. So then, like, you look at a big cross section of these backgrounds, just select all of these. You can see that they're progressively getting narrower and narrower the farther towards the center it gets. And at, like, just a few points, I need to, yeah, it's a trapezoid. There's just a few points in here, not very noticeable, where one room stacks on, one room stacks on top of two rooms. I can't even see them right now, but they're somewhere in here. Where even are those? So, what else do I need? Right, so I think maybe a checkpoint right here would... No, I'll do a checkpoint right here. And, yeah, City, this station is a gigantic pie.
I researched all the very best games in the world. And what I learned was, people like to spin and people like to choose. The trick was getting rid of all the boring stuff in between.
That's such a great sound effect. Yeah, it's magic. So gravity shut off. That needs a checkpoint. Yeah, now I'm nervous because about doing this in GIMP. So let's go ahead and move over to Krita. So, which will be fun because I'm less used to Krita. Okay, yeah, go for it, City.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
How do I even open things in Krita? Yeah, what do you think, City? Is it the right volume? Maybe still needs to be turned down a little bit. Okay, so creator crate sets, then we're going to room maps. I don't like that this doesn't give me a preview of what they look like. Okay, that's the nuclear gravity shutoff. Then we're going to need to do room maps, templates. All right, now what is the hotkey for the eyedropper?
In heaven, everything is fine.
Well, thank you so much for the cheer, City. Okay, that looks right. So it's P and B here. Three, okay, this is 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I think I just save as PNG here. Oh. Sure. Yeah, I guess all this is good. Yeah, every time that I select a color, I need to eat peanut butter, like speedrunners do when they get a personal best. Or maybe that's just Seth Blaine. I don't know if any other speedrunner does that. All right, so man, my just can't focus today. So does anyone have any plans for the weekend? It's snowing quite a bit here today. So if that's keeping up, we'll probably just stay inside and, I don't know, work on the game, watch TV shows. Of course, that's also what we'll do if it's bright and clear outside, so there's really no correlation between one thing and the other. Okay, so all this looks good. Let's just, feel out what it's like going through these. This probably isn't necessary. No, never, City. That really needs a sound effect. Yeah, so, have you been having a mild winter too, Who Man? Okay, yeah, I really like these checkpoints. And then I throw the gravity shut-off switch, and hey, no gravity. No gravity whatsoever. Okay, I'm looking outside. Oh yeah, no kidding, city. It's just all melting right off. And I'm going to need to go in and show all rooms again because otherwise I'm going to have a hard time picturing where the checkpoints are needed. Oh, so it's actually staying below freezing over there? And then we're going to say show all rooms. And again, wait for the rooms to load in. It's just so great not having this delay on the end of the level generator every single time. That means that I can add a whole bunch more in the way of pathfinding and stuff to the level gen if I want to. So, I think, after you get through here, I'm going to want some kind of checkpoint, but then I also want a push cart gate here. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I want this room to be. So if that's really a good push cart gate, I don't need this to go two ways. I can just set up something like this. And let's look over here. Yeah, it is pretty deadly. So I just need something that the player probably won't be able to get through if they don't use the push cart. You know, I'll save this one for later. That requires messing with the level generator a bit. But we've got this thing right when you get out of the supercomputer theme. There aren't so here's the issue with that is that when you grab the cart, it takes it off of a rail. So if I mean, maybe you could stab a knife into the cart and hang off of that. All right, so this is the supercomputer exit. Where are you, Krita? This one's good. And then supercomputer. I don't even know what these are. Okay, this is the one in the game. And how I'd like to set this up is instead of using a switch to get through here, you just activate the checkpoint and it opens a door. So this means, let's put that right here. Oh yeah, let's hear it again. If I can figure out how. Yeah, screw it. So that's 3. This thing's actually the right height already. Did it save? Okay, so where else in the game needs one of these? There's also some places where I feel like I might just need to put a checkpoint in where there wasn't one before. What's your question, City? So I guess you come in from the outside here. You can use this checkpoint. Yeah, that's the plan, City. You come in here, you're going to use a checkpoint here, so that's all good. Nuclear theme, you gotta do it all in one checkpoint. Now, are you talking about the meta story, like the story between all stories or inside of the story? I mean, like, for instance, with one of them, an NPC is going to communicate, like she's willing to help you because you haven't been killing people. I don't know, that bigger story stuff is still, haven't even started putting it in yet. But, I mean, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of writing in the way of NPC conversations, and also a lot in the way of supplemental material that you get as pick-upables. Where else do we need a checkpoint? Oh, right, right. So I'm thinking that, so there's some interaction where you're in the same room with the NPCs and they're talking to you, giving you an exposition directly, right? But as like unlockables, you're also going to find things like emails between people and news articles, all kinds of supplemental material. And there's also going to be things like station-wide announcements. Maybe I'll put some view screens on the back walls so that, uh, you know, people, especially the director of the station, can, you know, pop up and say something. I'd also like little alcove rooms where you walk past and you see people having a conversation, but maybe you're not able to just go in there and scarf everyone up right away. All right, so I think we need a checkpoint right here. Do I want a checkpoint or a, No, I'm thinking I'm going to put a trash dump there. So that's going to be its own thing. This room could use a checkpoint. So what am I doing here? What is this room called? This one's gonna need a checkpoint. What did I just do? Grab this, put it here. That's not right. So I'm going to have a whole lot of work figuring out how to open up doors and stuff with these. What's your other question, City? So Animal Labs, 2 tunnels. Well, you see, how I do that is I'm not City of Carolers, so it's actually easier than you'd think. Right, so, the runes with the checkpoints actually aren't procedurally placed. So, let me show the procedural versus non-procedural stuff. So, like, this starting area, this is all one big map that always starts here. And the boss fight is also always here. But then you get into this area and going through here, all through here, through here, through here, going up here, and then back. This is all procedurally generated stuff. So the rooms the player's interacting with are like 95% procedurally generated. But the overall structure of the game is non-procedural. So like this is always the Creator Crate Lab, this is always material science, this is always the supercomputer. And that means I'm able to, yeah, that's right, Who Man. And I might have unlockable options where you're able to generate a level with different hard-coded rooms. But yeah, if I didn't have like a set structure to this, it would just be way too hard getting the progression right. So it feels appropriate that you're getting an item which allows you to get into area B, which allows you to get into area C. So then, CC Lab. This one needs a checkpoint. And I'd like this to be like right in the center here. Whoa, what did I do? All right, so this thing, I'm going to just move it. Thinking about this. Actually, that's not what I want to do. And I mean, maybe not just the weird seeds, but I don't know. I would like it so that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I saying? Sorry, I'm super distracted today. I'd like it so that in different story paths, you have a different progression between areas. Oh, okay, I get you, City. Yeah, that would be cool. Some of this is lights, isn't it? What did I even put in here? Oh, I bet those are alcoves, so that's fine. You know what furniture in there is fine too. Okay, so now we need a checkpoint here. And this is a little tricky because the checkpoint goes in the center. Whoops. So I'm just going to make this room slightly asymmetrical. What have I done? Okay, can we just flatten this thing? All right, so that should force you to go through the checkpoint. Hey, Hellforge, how's it going? Yeah, I think I've been making a lot of really good progress with it. Both of us have. I don't think it's going to be that much longer before I can check this level gen stuff off the map and just really focus on making a bunch of individual props and gimmicks for the areas. Because you threw your sword in the Lake City. Okay, so let's bring the player around to those areas where I made a checkpoint. Didn't I put a checkpoint here? Maybe not yet. Yeah, did you work more on the interior modeling, Hellforge? Okay, so this looks pretty good.
Strange women distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
Cool. So, thinking about this, where else did I put one? Maybe a little narrower on this. I don't know if you can slip past here. And we'll give you something that you're able to bounce off of. Had to call it around 7:30. Oh man. Wonder what they were doing over there. So then, what else have I done? Meatpacking entrance, I don't need one. Don't think I'll put one in the key room. Reward room gravity. Let me think about that. Oh, right. That's just the one that says shiny. Okay, yeah, so where is this meat packing exit? That's the one. Well, if you can find it, Halford, she just callously threw it away. All right, so let me think about how this works. That's so weird. This... Oh yeah, I get it. I was going to say it feels reversed of how it should be, but this is right. File, save. And I am going to be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I'm looking outside my window now. At the streams of a jet. Heading straight up into a blue sky. It's like this white plume heading off into infinity.
I have returned. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. Yeah, you did tell me about that one. So let's go ahead and keep making this stuff. And then go ahead and make sure this is saved, exit it. So, exit this one too. And now what I'm going to do is just going to look through the level and see if there's anywhere else that I think should have a checkpoint that doesn't. And then maybe I'll start setting these up so that they actually open the doors appropriately. I'm glad you've got some coffee, Helfort. Coffee does make a big difference. All right, so let's make this bigger so we can all look at it together. Okay, good enough. I nerfed acid damage a whole lot, especially for the player. Like, I may have even increased acid damage for everything else, but when it sticks to the player, you only lose 2 health. Because, as I'm sure you probably know, it was like a death sentence if acid stuck to you. So this looks good. You gotta go through the checkpoint to do that. What kind of dots do you have, Hale? Like Dippin' Dots? Okay, there's a checkpoint there. Yeah, the video on the right, I really need to shoot all of those because I've done a lot of well, actually, City especially has done a lot with the look of the game since we did this. You know, Hale, that's actually a wonderful idea. I mean, I don't want to exactly rip off the Alien movies, but what if there's some kind of robot that shoots acid at you or something, and when you kill it, it just explodes in a cloud of acid that melts through the floor? That would be a lot of fun. I just like dissolving the player in acid too much. I just want all acid all the time. Okay, so then you get through supercomputer. This happens. So it might be more fun if the ladders just drop from the ceiling when you... No, you already get 1 ladder. That's good. Then... Oh yeah, here are the new blocks City's been working on. I really like them. And we've also got some other new blocks over here. Hang on. I mean, these aren't super new, but we've got another kind of block set for the nuclear section. Man, that sounds really nice, Hale. Are you thinking we do that on stream and, I don't know, I start lighting my computer equipment on fire, or, I don't know, we like make a digital fire through the magic of the internet? Okay, so then there's this one down here. The trick with this is going to be making it so that I should probably just set a tag which says once this is activated, it never deactivates. Go up here, and yeah, checkpoints there. Really feeling good about this. I'm going to need some maps for trash dumps up here too. Probably do that off stream because adding these non-procedural areas is it's a little bit tricky. I do wonder if... No, I don't need a checkpoint there. I think that's pretty good for now. We might need one right here too. So let me just make a list of places I'd like checkpoints, but they'll be trickier. Who's Wierzbowski? Okay, so checkpoints still needed. And, you know, I'm not going to worry about the other trash dumps for now, though, eventually I would like some. So really just botany. Oh, I see. I need to watch the Aliens movies again sometime. Alright, so now I should program these in so that they work properly. I just love the style of the androids in the Aliens movies. It feels different from how everyone else does robots. It's all liquidy in there. There will be some slimy company people in this game. What is the milk? The slimy stuff inside of the androids. All right, so what scripts have I got open so far? We're going to need to do this through Story Master. Oh yeah, and before I tackle this, I'm going to go ahead and send the collab version. Because I could really see this getting dicey in just a minute. Speaking of the Aliens movies, I miss seeing Galen on. Haven't seen him in a long time, but I don't know. The people in chat probably know him already, but he was making these really detailed 3D prints of the ships in the Aliens franchise. So we are going to need Story Master. And we need Room Action Picker A. This is all stuff that I made last night, so we'll see if any of it works. So, just to start it off, oh man, I gotta leave the level up so I can tell which rooms these are. Wait, so how do you mean the name Hale 26 comes from that? So let's start this one. Start off with an easy one. There's just a few places where I'd like to open a door when you get the checkpoint. I think this would be a nice place to test this at. Let's go ahead and find this map. So that would be like supercomputer, exit left big. I hate working in creative because I'm not used to it. Wonder how I see the color information, like what the RGB values of this are. Oh, I see how. Yeah, I really enjoyed Stranger Things as well, especially the first season. I bet that's the first platform value, but let's just look this up, because it's going to kill me if I can't figure this out. So, Krita, CRGB values of color. So how do I use this thing? And in my opinion, TV is just so much better than it used to be. They're just doing so much more with continuity. A lot of old TV shows, each episode just needs to stand on its own. Okay, so this is great. How do I get to this window? Okay, that's all well and good, but is there like a hotkey for this color selector? Oh, where do you see the hex value? Okay, so there's a normal and an advanced one. I'm very new to Krita. Okay, this is color picker. Looking for it. Oh, like these slider bars. Yeah, I'm just looking for the numerical values of these. Probably. Yeah, like these over here, City. Add to palette. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay, that is what I need. So now, 240, 171, 79. That's what I thought. It's block platform 0. Oh, you probably can, Hal. I'm extremely new to Krita. I only switched because GIMP was giving me problems with the export for PNG files. Alright, so this is room 18-1. And this is going to be checkpoint, supercomputer, exit. Hey YouTube, how are you doing today? So then we're going to say move. Change platform state 0 platform mover dot state. And we're gonna say move extended. So I think that's all I need to do here. So today I'm working on the checkpoint system and making it so that checkpoints are able to open doors and set values in the story manager. What have you been up to, YouTube? So, if I did this right, and I probably didn't, this door should open. Okay, but why didn't it work? Well, that's a funny story, YouTube.
Strange women distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
You see, the City of Corridors has been a mod many times, but she always throws it away. So this is room 18-1. Oh. Well, that's simple. Okay, let's try this again. I have a good feeling about this time. Yeah, Hellforge is working on his dual wielding class skills. Just every time I give City a sword and she throws it away, he picks it up. How are you doing out there? Okay, why didn't that work? That should have worked. Rent. You know, stay desiccated bot, that's great advice, but I've actually, I've been going to stay hydrated bot behind your back because, I was worried my limbs would fall off from dehydration. My favorite part of Monty Python, the Holy Grail is when King Arthur is trying to get the peasants to respect his authority. Quick, quick! Witness the violence inherent in the system. Alright, so it knows that this is supposed to be the room. So it's moving the platforms, that's the issue. This should be platform number 0. Okay, so then I am saying change platform state, should be room 18-1. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, that ought to work. Is it not room 18-1? Use keys to open doors. Oh, now that's interesting. I need to retract it, not extend it. Alexa, open the door. Open all the doors. You know, the other day we were watching a video of someone's parrot on Reddit turning out all the lights with, I don't know if it was Alexa or something like that. Okay. I am pretty sure this should work now. I'm making this full screen because I'm so sure this is going to work this time. Woo!
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
So I just need to set this up a bunch of times. Absolutely time to do some saving. Yeah, do you think the parrots are next in line, or is it chimpanzees or something? gotta be an animal that we don't wipe out in the process of wiping ourselves out. So then, yeah, or maybe dolphins. So I'm going to tell this to set the platform state here. Hang on, maybe there's another way. Right. That's a terrible vision of the future, Hale. Where do I sign up? Thinking about this. So it might really be better if you just climb a ladder up to this thing. And yeah, then you can go either way. So let's go ahead and change this room. What is this room even called? It is the kitchen exit, I think. So yeah, rather than go through this whole complicated process of distracted, this whole complicated process of figuring out how to make sure that this thing stays off, I'm just going to rejigger the room map a little. So you come up, you hit the checkpoint. And then that opens doors on both of the signs. And you can go up through here. Yeah, you think Elephant City? Well, you see, we uplift the cows and then we switch to fat meat, which is more ethical than as portrayed in this game. So then there's no problem anymore. We can even make fat human meat and it's not a problem. No ethical implications whatsoever.
Now I don't need to tell a room full of people that my 97 Jaguar is an orgasm on wheels. And I don't need to drop in on some daytime talk show.
Nothing but clean consciences from here on out.
I don't need to buy anyone's affection, and I sure don't need to marry some pathetic millionaire. And I don't need a 24-hour erection, and I sure don't need to go to bed with anyone who'd care. I don't need another course of medication. These demons won't submit to pharmaceutical control.
Yeah, there's always the I think we'd call that the Harry Potter house elf scenario city.
Left in my soul. Now I don't need
Those are some messed up books.
my neighbor doesn't own a single thing.
All right, and here's where I tried to figure out how to show the grid.
More than a lot. I'd rather have better and a lot less of it.
So then this thing needs to be 6 tall.
Now I don't need my own memorial expressway, just so someday someone somewhere might remember my last.
Okay, so all that's pretty good. I guess I want this more central.
To make schoolboys scribble essays that exaggerate my fame. I don't need to see my face up on some billboard, pushing TV news or soap operas or scented aftershave. And I don't need my name put up on any buildings. I don't need any monument decorated.
Yeah, well, we'll just
I don't need to be
reproduce the most horrible atrocity in Harry Potter.
parent to the king of rock and roll. I just need
Okay, so I think all this is good, and then
a little bit of poetry in
let's just grab this, change the map value for this thing. I think this should be great.
much more than I've got. My neighbor doesn't own a single thing.
But I'm sure it wouldn't be too much of an issue.
Take much more of this ride. I'd rather have
Yeah, just make a masochistic cow. It can't go wrong.
Now I don't need 100-inch television.
You know, just one of these shows. I'd like to go an entire episode without discussing crimes against nature.
32-ounce,
Just one of them.
and I sure don't need it served by a girl in shorts.
Okay, so now this is 27,125.
So the other guys can see that I'm a genuine stud. And I don't need a 48-room mansion on the Cape to compensate for all pedestrian blood.
And
I don't need a chain of radio stations to influence the answer.
let's change this around.
I just need
Nah, it's fine.
There's a little bit of
Point. What room is this again? 27,125. So then 125. 27. And let me show you how all this works. If Unity doesn't crash. You gonna crash, Unity? It's thinking about it. Yeah, so, man, there's all kinds of nature crimes you could walk. Like one of those cats with the smashed in faces so they can't breathe properly. I mean, they're still adorable cats, but they have asthma issues. Oh, yeah. So, my new favorite Reddit is, it's called Chonkers, and it's all about overfed cats. I mean, not that I'm advocating making your cat obese or anything, but, I don't know, seeing other people's obese cats is, I don't know, they're just really cute. That's the one, Hellforge. Alright, so let's have a look at this. Come over here. Maybe I could use some more lights or something in here. I light this piece of furniture on fire. It electrifies the ceiling because I didn't think this through. But yeah, then everything's fine. That electrifying block stuff is constantly surprising me. And this is why I test the rooms that I make. Is Cat Loaf also obese cats or just comfortable cats? We've got to put this one on stream. They are very adorable. Well, those might be even cuter than Chonkers. What is that? Whoa. Okay, so save this. And now we won't be electrifying the ceiling when we activate that checkpoint. Oh, but I should put some decoration in there while I'm at it. It's kind of an ugly room at the moment. No, no, you said Meatload. His name's Meatload now. He's the guy who sings that song, I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Is that the guy? Okay, so first we throw the card over here. Then we light her on fire. And she just stands there. And then we go through. And then, yeah, doors activate and we're able to just go through here as much as we want. Oh, really? This wall seems kind of far away. She really does need to run when she's on fire. Maybe I'll put one more block here. That won't be too hard to put in. Yeah, that's a great idea, Who Man. Just really up the horror levels in this game. Just a little city. So, what other checkpoints have doors? Thinking. I think it's the animal lambs. I don't have a PO city. I'm not in the system. So what's the premise of this exactly? Oh wow, yeah, that's a chonker in bird form. That dog is huge. Okay, so then I just need to look at these in game to figure out what room they're in. And yeah, I just clicked it because I trust you, Hellforge. I guess I should be more skeptical when someone wants to post their units. So I think there's just a few more of these that need to open doors. Man, that's a chonker and a loaf all rolled into one. So, this one needs to open a door. $10.48. What did I say this was again? 10:48. Then 48. 10. Okay, that one should be good. So I'm going to put another one or two of these in before I test this. I believe this thing opens doors. I'm going to need to go to the map to figure out which doors. So then we're going over to fan reward room. I don't want to mess with these two because I've already set what opens them. So this is 179, 125, 51. Okay, so it's platform group 2. 179, 125, 51. Yes. Okay, checkpoint, fan reward room. Yeah, I've only had the one cat, and she's not that chonky. She's like 11 pounds when maybe she ought to be 10 pounds. And then which rooms are these? $13.31. And one other room, so I'm just going to copy this. Which room is this? 1332. Would that result in her getting more exercise or just getting the same amount of exercise but in a more enclosed form? What happened over here? It's Oh, because it tried to compile with saving that stuff. And this thing's in 1332. I mean, I would call that another crime against nature, but I like the way you think, Hillforge. I don't know, does she count as nature if she's domesticated? So let's see if these doors open. Probably. Yep, that one's good. Yeah, she's wasting so much energy chonking when she could be powering the lights. So let's do this the right way. We throw this switch. Then go over here. One of these doors is open. Go over here, throw the other switch. The other door opens, good. Oh yeah, she needs like crazy. So then we go in here. And that's a lot of fun. So then let's look at anywhere else that we might need a door opened. That one's good. Did this one. Okay, I'm going to need to reload the level. I think that might be all of them. I didn't build opening doors into many of these.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the club. We have the pleasure tonight of introducing you to Admiral Bob, and he's featuring Michael Anthony. Come on, give it up, yo. Take it away, guys.
Oh yeah, and while we're at it, let's test out another feature of the checkpoints. Wait, no, I don't. That won't work yet. So, show all rooms. Man, Wally is going to be our future if we're lucky. If we're not lucky, it's going to look more like Terminator. So, this one's good. Right, we're going to also need a before map side boss fight checkpoint. Yeah, I like that. So maybe it's still people who are being taken care of robots, but the robots are also homicidal, so just split the difference between those scenarios. Oh, you know what's right between Wall-E and Terminator? The Matrix. Like, those robots are taking care of us, but they do not have our best interests at heart. So yeah, I think we're good now. I mean, that's a weird ambition city, but to each their own. Utopia where humans are made redundant. Yeah, you know, I'll take the first one over the second one. Hey everyone, we got a chonker here. She never comes and visits on stream. Everyone enjoy this while you can. We're never going to see this again. She's too shy. I don't know, maybe she's finally gotten over her fear of coming out when I'm talking to nobody. Just like sitting in the corner talking to myself. That usually freaks her out. So checkpoints. How do checkpoints work? Well, for one thing, I need to save, what room the player is currently in. So that's something I can program on stream. This thing's good. No, I almost wonder if I'd be better off putting the checkpoint up here. Oh, I absolutely should put the checkpoint here. Let's do that. Hellforge, I know for a fact that the world of Warhammer 40k is a terrible place. You've got people being entombed inside of mechs. So this is like nuclear gravity shutoff room, I think. I mean, is it wonderful for everyone or just if you're the God Emperor? Okay, so that one's good. What's the Battletech universe like? go ahead and grab a light. Put that here. Yeah, I'm down for Max. You know, I'm even down for becoming some kind of cyborg war machine. It's just the term being entombed in a mech that kind of puts me off. I think maybe they need to work on their branding. Oh yeah, that's every sci-fi. Except Star Trek, maybe. Oh, I see. So would you describe the God Emperor as also being in some kind of entombed state? Okay, so this is all good. Let's go ahead and save it. And then what room is this? 2495. Void check. Point. Nuclear exit. I don't even need the trash dump in here. That was just for testing. Oh, I see. So, is the God Emperor essentially piloting a dreadnought around? But another group got the jump on them. Then we're going to need to open a door, just like the other things. And where is this store? It is at room 2495. And then 2490. That should be all I need, actually. Yeah, and it does not like me saving while the game's running. I was looking at some, like a Brachy's video of Unity tips and tricks. Like it said that in preferences, where even is preferences? There's some way to keep it from compiling while the game's running, but that might just be in the newest version of Unity. Yeah, caste system is never a good start. So you have two major groups, the higher advanced clans. Oh, I see. So are those groups fighting with each other? Yeah, you know, that's the problem with wanting to live inside of any science fiction universe. All of them have some kind of mechanism to generate conflict. Okay, well, that's a bust. Why doesn't this work? $24.95. Oh, I keep forgetting to do this. And that is why I test these. Okay, so after this, the next things I'll want to be doing with checkpoints are, I need to save which checkpoint the player was at last. And I'm thinking I might just have a list of screens that get saved so that I can kind of standardize the process of saving stuff. And then I'll need to manually say what happens if you've got each screen. Even the Culture series by Lane Banks. Is it good for $2 anyway? Okay, cool. So that's all working. I think the only post-scarcity fiction I've read is Down and Out in the Magic Kingdom by Cory Doctorow. Oh, and also maybe I forget, like Saturn's Children. Is that Bruce Sterling? Read 2 lines and imagine that just happened. Oh, yeah. You know, I love reading science fiction, but I just haven't had much time for it in the last few years. No, Tamara, that's a completely different Sterling. So, let me think. What do I need to do next? I need to go to the Story Master. And maybe it's time I just started, yeah, I think we are making progress. So, let's, say... We're making a list of strains. Yes and no, Who Man. So, I'm saving the level generation seed right now. So like you save the game, you exit, you go back in, it's the same level. But I need to manually save some data, like which checkpoint was the player at last, which checkpoints have been activated so far, and I don't know what else, which boss fights have been won maybe. I think a whole lot of things can just be done with which checkpoints have you gone through. Yeah, something like that, Who Man. So Unity has this thing called player prefs that it's a really easy to access and alter file, so it's not really great for saving. I'm using this thing called Easy Save 2 to it basically just writes a list of variables to disk. So I think I can do a whole lot of this just by saving which checkpoints we've gone to so far. Room action picker. So this thing can happen with an XY or a room. Oh, I don't know. It's better than nothing, City. It really just helps with saving some Unity types like transforms and arrays a little easier than you'd be able to do otherwise. Hey, Ron. But yeah, there's still a lot of grind. So then I think I'll just have the checkpoint go ahead and save its XY, make it a little easier. Or maybe just its room. But when should I do this? Pretty much City. Script. Alright, so these save their rooms. Oh yeah, so this is something I've just been getting into, is You serialize a variable so that you can access the variables in the Unity editor without making them public. Just been trying to get better about not making things public when I don't have to. Does really clutter up the variable declarations though. Okay, so then we're going back to the story master. We're setting the current checkpoint. Actually, the exact opposite, FL. So going back here, where did I serialize all of those? So what you're talking about is hide an inspector. So I've got a public variable that that you don't see in the inspector, but other scripts can access it. With the serialized field, it's something I can set in the inspector, but other scripts can't get to it. You know, I'm pretty sure you can't do that, Who Man. Could be wrong though. Oh no, let's see. Oh yeah, well I'm using it here. So this is the script for the checkpoint control. So let's go ahead and go in and see what that looks like. So let me just go into game and show you what the checkpoint does. Come on, Unity. If it will cooperate with me. Hey Tommy, how's it going? And Unity is frozen good. Okay, yeah, let's show what the checkpoint's doing. Yeah, we've been worried about you, Tommy. Sounds like some stuff's going down in your country. Alright, I hope you're staying safe. Alright, so here is the checkpoint. So you see it's got all this stuff where it has a bunch of different colorful lights in it. And if I click on it, you see there's all of these colors and values that I've set in the inspector that pretty much just control how the checkpoint is going to do this flashing routine. But then, like I go over here and here I'm messing with the checkpoint. So like, what's a variable in here? Activating target strobe color. So I go in here and say new checkpoint dot activating target strobe color, and this script doesn't know anything about that since it's just a serialized field. It's not public. So you know, it's a way to make everything a bit cleaner and keep you from accidentally setting things outside of a script when you shouldn't. Well, that's good to hear, Tommy. Yeah, I hope being on the internet isn't putting you in any more danger. Yeah, that must be so scary. Oh, absolutely, FL. Yeah, this is something that I've just started trying to get better at. Yeah. Header, inspector. Yeah, they're not really giving a good one. Oh, well, these aren't bad. So, like, you can serialize a whole class with your variables in it. Yeah, sometimes I'm not even sure myself how well I'm describing stuff, or if I'm just kind of rambling a word salad and I'm the only one it makes sense to. Yeah, you wouldn't want to have duplicates by accident. I don't really think that's a danger because you're still keeping the variable inside of the class name. So if another class has the same variable name, there's not much chance. I mean, like, it's not like you actually have duplicates of the names because each one's identified first by the class. I think it's more like it's good practice to have the scope of the variables kind of correspond to how you'd like them to be used, especially if you're working with other people on a project. Man, yeah, that would be so great. Then I could just ramble about coding all day, Hellforge. Yeah, that's about right, Who-Man. And I couldn't tell you if serializing does anything else, but I've just heard this is how you get a private variable to be read in the inspector. So, so we don't need to set checkpoint room anymore. And I'm just going to save these rooms once. Do we just want to save an XY here? That would probably be better. Oh no, no problem, Ethel. Yeah, like, I don't think it's terribly bad to declare a lot of public variables, but it's just cleaner if you don't. So, okay, it would really be better if we could just, thinking about this, it would be better if we could call all of these, with the XY of the checkpoint. So So I think I'd really rather the checkpoint save its XY. So we've got a list of XYs for each checkpoint that's been activated so far. And, I don't know if it's really bad saving the room, like... Sorry, just thinking about this. Yeah, we're good. In addition to word salad rambles, I also trail off and look into the distance a lot. So, room activated checkpoint rooms. And I'm only doing this when I, yeah, I'm only doing this when I reach a checkpoint. So maybe I should just go ahead and save this to disk. So then we're going over here. Blender Onion Manufactory. And I think I'd like to keep all saving inside of the save manager. Get username. We're going to want save game here. Wait, are you saying I make ogres or I am an ogre? No, it's good to Hellforge. Man, it must be pretty nice being a moderator. What's Ogre 3D? So then when we save the game, okay, we're saving this on exit. Thinking about this. I think it would be nice if I only saved all this stuff once. Like, otherwise, I'm never sure if I'm, yeah. There's that trailing off mid-sentence. So, room... Don't worry, FL, it'll be fine. Equals new list. Okay, why are you unhappy about this? It'll be fine, FL. Don't worry about it. An ogre wishes it was Blender. Okay, yeah, let's put this stuff in our eyeballs.
Oh, you mean like eyeballs.
Ogre 3D. Oh, graphics rendering engine.
But what is eyes?
Well,
The eyes is what laser topographical reshaping takes place upon.
Well, this is more serious than I expected.
My eyes, the goggles do
So
nothing.
they kind of getting obsolete in the face of the new Blender features. Oh, I see. So does it allow like editing 3D models too? Or just rendering stuff once you've got the 3D models? All right, so then we are going over to Save Manager. We're saving the gen key. And then, let's just do a test here. Suspect I can't save an XY here. Then we're going to save test XY. Then text XY equals oh, I see. So it's like in direct competition space with Blender. Okay, you don't know how to load XYs, do you? Yeah, it has no idea what it's doing there. Oh, okay, it would help if I did this. Well, it's not giving me any errors, so maybe Easy Save 2 is capable of this. So then or print X. See if we can do this. So with any luck, it's going to successfully save that XY value. And this is kind of a roundabout way to test this. All right, null reference. Right, right. That's as expected. So delete all this stuff. And let's see, I'm going to need a list. Multi-dimensional array might be the way to do this. So, and no, that's bad. I don't know, I think I might need to figure this stuff out off of stream. Let's see that error message again. Oh, nice. So what does Stark Basic do? Hellforge drinks bones. Oh, I see. Let's get rid of all this. And get rid of this. Okay, so we're still saving the gen key, loading the gen key. Let's just go in one more time and make sure I didn't mess up the thing where it opens stores. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, the Commodore 64 was my first computer too. Never gone to programming on it though. Cool, that still works. So, yeah, I might end the stream a little early today and do some programming off stream. But thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out today. It really means a lot to me having you all here. And let's see if there's anyone that, quick basic. Let's see if there's anyone going right now that maybe we can raid. And let's see who's on at the moment. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and raid Zakox. He does a lot of VR development. That's VR development in Unity. Really cool stuff to watch. Oh, thank you so much, Human. That means a lot to me. And it means a lot having all you here. So, if anyone's not already on that, there's the link to our Discord. That's a great place to hang out and talk.
Distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
And, oh yeah, and we're here every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you'll stick around and say hi to Zach. Have a great day, everyone.